Well, this is a really cool bridge. The Mike Howard Memorial Bridge. Mike Howard served as the Hamilton County engineer from 1991 until his death in 2007. Mike was instrumental in the planning and construction of the Tennessee Riverwalk. His contributions to this community have left a lasting legacy for future generations to come. Well, isn't that really cool? Yes, we are out on the Tennessee Riverwalk today. Yes, this memorial bridge is very beautiful. It's pretty peaceful outside. It's about 77 degrees right now, which is again kind of weird for the month of November here in the state of Tennessee. But anyway, you guys, as we are walking along the Tennessee Riverwalk, there is a really cool historic site that is Native American related. And actually, it is the oldest man-made structure in Chattanooga. And it is a burial mound, of all things. It is called the Chickamauga Mound. And anyway, it's not too far from what we're at today. And we're gonna check it out. And by the way, since we are also down here in Chattanooga, not far from here is the Moccasin Bend Archeological District. And that is one of the oldest inhabited spots in the entire USA. Over 12,000 years, you had the archaic people, you had the woodland people, you had the Mississippian people, and you even had the Cherokee. And also some Civil War related stuff. But not far from this river, or not far downstream. That's where that is at. We're gonna check that out. But first of all, let's go check out the mound. But before we do that, let's take in the beauty of that is Chattanooga and the Tennessee Riverwalk. And probably one of these days, probably right around the spring or summer, but I don't know, with the weather as it is right now, I might actually kayak down this. I think that'd be fun. So you guys, let's head over there. You know what? I think I found a marker that explains a little bit more about this mound that we're about to see. Awesome. It is. Because it's right over there. The Roxbury Woodland Mound. The tree-covered mound which you see before you dates to the woodland period 900 BC to 900 AD. It was originally surrounded by as an extensive village and probably used as a burial mound for high-ranking individuals. Named after the carpet mill once located next to it, Roxbury Mound is the best preserved example of prehistoric earthworks remaining in Chattanooga. A small Cherokee settlement from the 18th century is also documented for this general location. Sadly, the mound was extensively looted during the early 20th century, and the village area was damaged by construction activities. Only small scattered remnants of a once thriving Native American community are found today. Gosh, that is just so sad. Like literally, that is just horrible. And kind of just think about the history that was here before all that happened. Now I will say, before we go any further, this burial mound is not that far from a factory. Or in fact, I should say, it's right next to a factory. I believe it's a factory anyway. It looks like ADI. So really, it can come off as both a benefit and, well, kind of sucky that it's gated off because we can't go terribly close to it. But I think we can get close enough. And to be honest, you guys, I didn't know that there was a burial mound here in Chattanooga. That one kind of threw me for a curveball. And there it is. Standing right up out of the ground. But just beyond this gate that is the Chickamauga Mound. And now the Chickamauga Mound, it is over 2,000 years old, thus making it the oldest man-made structure in Chattanooga. And it was placed on the National Registry of Historic Sites, I think around 1984. But of all places, it's right next to a factory. Who would have thought? But you know what? I can kind of see that it's a good idea just for safety reasons. Just look at that. Is so cool that this is out here in my neck of the woods. Actually, it looks like we can get a little bit closer. I got the camera zoomed in, but just a little bit more info on who the woodland Indians were. They were a group of Native American cultures inhabiting the eastern region of North America, primarily around the Great Lakes and Mississippi River Valley. During the woodland period, which spanned roughly from 1000 BC to 900 BC, they were known for developing permanent settlements, practicing horticulture by growing crops like corn, beans, and squash, creating distinctive pottery styles, and building burial mounds, making a significant advancement in cultural complexity compared to earlier nomadic groups. Notable woodland cultures include the Adena and Hopewell societies, who are recognized for their elaborate earthwork mounds and extensive trade networks. So that's just a little bit more information on the people who built this mound. It's really fascinating. Now that was cool. So now after seeing that, you guys, we're gonna make about a 12-minute drive down south, and we are going to check out the Moccasin Bend Archeological District. Now there is supposed to be a visitor center that's supposed to be built within the next few years. I don't think it's been constructed yet. Kind of looking forward to seeing what maybe they'll do with that. But there is a really nice trail that goes along the Tennessee River, and I think we're going to walk along that, check that out. We're going to see some of the sights in that area. And if you all don't know what I'm talking about, here is a map to explain what I just said. We are right here. Moccasin Bend National Park. Oh cool, they changed it to a national park. It is, well, like I said, about 12 minutes down that way. But again, the inhabitants in that area go back over 12,000 years. And we'll read more up on it. It's a really fascinating history. And just down the road from where we were at, we are welcomed with the Moccasin Bend National Archeological District sign, as presented by Chickamauga and Chattanooga National Military Park. I guess it would be that. Anyway, it's under the National Park Service and the U.S. Department of Interior. I think it's really under the umbrella of the Chickamauga, or the national park that runs the Civil War history here in the area. So probably in the future, as I was saying, so not probably, they will build a visitor center here at some point. But as of right now, it's all this beautiful field right here. And out here in the middle of all this, they have another historic sign that tells a little bit more about what we are looking at right now. What is an archaeological district? National parks, national military parks, national historic sites, and national recreation areas are just a few of the places National Park Service rangers preserve and protect. But what about national archaeological districts? And what exactly is a national archaeological district? To answer that, we have to dig a little deeper, pun intended. According to Section 106 of the Historic Preservation Act, an archaeological site is a location that contains the physical evidence of past human behavior. that allows for its interpretation. In fact, with its multi-layered prehistoric and historic connections compacted within a little over 700 acres of land, Moccasin Bend fits this definition perfectly. By using various investigative tools including historical research, ground-penetrating radar, light detection and ranging, LiDAR, why you always be lying, and old-fashioned archaeology, Moccasin Bend's history has once again been brought to the surface. With its information, the MPS can better interpret the collective stories associated with its nationally significant peninsula in Chattanooga and how to preserve your park. Well, as I'm looking at this, if you do anything illegal, like it mentions here, that can add up to about $100,000 and 5 years of imprisonment. So if you find any pottery, or if you got a metal detector, don't do that. Well, just know it's going to cost a lot if you get caught, and I do not condone any of that because that's really bad. And on the other side of that, it gives a little more information on what Moccasin Bend is. Here's the park as it is right now. The trail that we will be walking today is the Blue Blazes Trail. It's about 1.5 miles. Hopefully it is all flat land. Every time I say that, it always ends up just being horrible. But anyway, this gives you an idea of what this historic site looks like. And this tells a little bit more about it. Anyway, I'm really looking forward to when they get like all this stuff going, or stuff that I've heard through the grapevine. And this talks a little bit about the Civil War history located in this area. I just want to say, all of this is gorgeous. You know, and while we're at it, let's walk down to the river just to check it out. But yeah, you guys, think about it. What we're standing on top of right now, over 12,000 years of human inhabitants has been on this property. And they keep finding more and more stuff every single year. That is crazy to think. And well, in 2024, you have a vlogger that is vlogging it for Native American Heritage Month. And this looks like this might be a trail in the works. I'm thinking, because you can see it's cut out of the grass. But here right in front of us is the Tennessee River. But more specifically in that, we are right next to some barges. The beautiful scenic city right in front of us. So now I think, well, let's hike the Blue Blazes Trail and see what we can find. I think I found it, if this sign says correctly. Oh, I'm just having some fun. But yeah, you guys, we have made it to the Blue Blazes hiking trail. And hopefully, as it states, it's only 1.5 miles. And I am curious to see what man-made structures are out here. I don't know if they mean like in terms of like modern times, or like from the days of the Mississippian peoples, the woodland peoples, and even the Cherokee. The sun's in my eyes. But we're about to find it out. And plus, I've been meaning to get my hike on anyway. Now this trail, it does make one big loop, so that is another good thing. But I believe this is the entrance, and this is the exit point. Entry point, exit point. And at the entrance, it does look like there is another historical marker. Huh. I think I'm already liking it. It's peaceful out here. Just a peaceful, calm late fall day. Awesome. It is another historical marker. Welcome to Blue Blazes Trail, a 1.5 mile loop trail located on Moccasin Bend National Archeological District, a unit of Chickamauga and Chattanooga National Military Park. Initially established in 1989, the trail goes through the forest and swamps near the southern end of Moccasin Bend. When Interstate 24 was constructed in the mid-20th century, developers widened the Tennessee River by dredging off part of Moccasin Bend's shoreline. As the shoreline was dredged, it was pumped into the interior of the bend, creating a series of bogs and swampy areas contained by man-made dikes. The Blue Blazes Trail follows these dikes and takes visitors through ancient shorelines and through a quiet forest, a contemplative place in the middle of an urban development or environment. Here you will find an abundance of wildlife. Midway through the loop, the trail offers a nice overlook of the Tennessee River. For your safety, please stay in the designated footpath as you explore this important historic and natural landscape. Bicycles and other vehicles should remain on the paved roads, and horses are not allowed. For more information, please contact Chickamauga and Chattanooga National Military Park. And of course, in the case of an emergency, call 911. So it looks like this is a pretty well maintained trail. Hopefully it won't be too bad. Oh, look at the sun going through the tree line. Kinda, well, I mean, we're in late fall. The days are getting shorter and shorter now. Just over there, that's the I believe that's one of the swamps that was dredged a while back. It's pretty cool to see that, what that sign was talking about. And speaking of swamps, here we have a better look at one of these. Looks like one of the logs has been taken out. Sitting right there. There we go. We are finally at a better vantage point to see one of these swamps. I just like the fact that you can hear the birds in the trees. The birds singing, the leaves falling. This is nice. We're right up on the Tennessee River now. Oh, awesome. We'll get there here in a second. To be honest, you guys, on this one, I'm just kind of enjoying nature. It's been a rough month or two. Well, actually, I should say it's been about a rough month. Oh wow. See how far we can get to the Tennessee River. Oh wow. Okay, now. This is a view that never gets old. Gosh, it's just so peaceful out here. Just listening to the water. Right over here is another historical marker. Well, maybe not so much historical, but it talks about the history of the Tennessee River. American Indian canoes, pioneer flatboats, and steamboats once plied the water before you. But just how did the Tennessee River come to be? Nearly 300 million years ago, Africa and North America collided, creating the supercontinent known as Pangaea. As the continents finally drifted apart, Pangaea began to separate into our current continental configuration. The Tennessee River existed since Pangaea, survives as one of the oldest rivers on the North American continent. And they have another bridge. And I wonder what this marker says. I know we're finally coming back on the other end of the trail. Looks like this is more information on the people who once lived here. Now this marker does look a little bit worn, but maybe that's just the, well, no, it's worn. Prehistoric change in the Tennessee River. Change is inevitable, but how you adapt helps determine your success or failure. As the Ice Age melted away in the Archaic period 8000 BEC to 1000 BCE, began, large animals such as the elephant-like mastodon disappeared, forcing people on Moccasin Bend to change. These hunters and gatherers adapted their lifestyle to reflect one of abundance with the environment, their evolving settlements ranging from permanent base camps to more temporary ones. There's a photo right there. Change also took the form of invention, adapting their hunting practices for smaller animals. It is likely the archaic people invented the addle-addle. This short-staffed tool with a hook at one end was inserted at the end of a spear, thus serving as a lever and providing for increased distance and force. 1 second. Oh yeah, people are not alone experiencing change. Directly before you rises one of Moccasin Bend's prehistoric riverbanks. The distance between it and the current river shows us just how much has changed in a few thousand years. As these archaic people adapted, they hunted, gathered, and built their camps on the ancient bank along the Tennessee River. In the spirit of those who came before and the changes they experienced, how do you adapt to your circumstances surrounding you today? Well, there's a lot of things in that, I guess you could say. And right across from that, looks like that's maybe not a sinkhole. Just kind of find it weird how it dips into the earth like that. I wonder if that's man-made. I'm not too sure. That was a fun little hike. I don't know about the Native American stuff, but I hope that my info tidbits helped you guys out. It's really cool to think that so much history happened in this one spot. And I've gotten my workout in today. It was a pretty nice little hike. But anyway, guys, remember, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon. Always means a lot. Goes to show that you all care and that y'all want to see more awesome videos like this. So without further ado, you guys, this Native American Heritage vlog is over. See y'all in the next one. Peace, you guys.